So I'm still working.
Can you explain Can you explain how you got in from education into matchmaking? It seems like a pretty niche area, right, to get into. So
for sure.
How did you go? I mean, I guess I could kind of see education and matchmaking going together, but how did you sort of make that jump?
So during the pandemic in 2020, so I've always been a person like I need to do things. What is it? It's like idle time, idle mind. I don't know, whatever the term is.
You don't like to sit on idle hands?
No, I can't,
okay,
right? So during 2020, especially working in education, you're home and you're not going into work. You're doing less work hours-wise. And I decided to start an Instagram account called Dating in Dubai. And where I was documenting my experience as an expat here, dating. And I was doing it because I love storytelling and I love connecting with other people. I personally love dating in Dubai. But what I learned from that account is that people hated dating in Dubai.
I've heard the majority of I heard the other side of it. I haven't heard too many people say.
I love it.
I haven't heard that I love it. Man or woman, I haven't heard that they loved it out here. So
I call it a roller coaster ride. There's the highs and there's the lows.
That's with anything in life, though. I also think, though, that people, I think that the account gained some popularity because people were attracted to like my empowered dating standpoint, where I always say to date with high standards but zero expectation. Like you can't go into a date expecting the other person to be your spouse, right? Because then you're always, for the majority of the time, is going to be let down. But you always have your high standards, but you go in with positivity and there are tricks and tips that I give to make every first date successful, and I think that people really liked that. But anyway, the overall lesson that I learned from this account was that people hated dating in Dubai. Right. And I've always been a solution seeker. So I literally said, I was like, I am going to solve dating in Dubai. Okay. But the real kick in the rear, again, that made me do this is at the time I was working for a private school out here, leading a staff of 55. They caught wind of the account and let me go in 24 hours.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, they just said,
what was the formal reason that they gave you?
So they didn't say this in these words, but you can just deduce it down to that it didn't match the ethos of their school, which is fine. And I totally get that. And I truly believe that every left turn, right turn, U-turn in your life leads you to your destination.
Every rejection is a redirection, right? So.
Yes. And what I took from that, I was still on salary. I was still on my visa. I couldn't do anything with dating in Dubai. That was part of the contract of me leaving. But it gave me this time to reflect and kind of figure out what I wanted to do, how I would solve this problem. It started out that I was going to be like a dating manager, like manage people's dating lives. But then, because I was like, you know what? It's a full-time job to date. If you're dating for like a partner. Dating for partner or anything, it is a full-time job. Yeah. So I knew how to navigate the scene. So I said that's how I'm going to do it. But then it evolved into a matchmaking agency. And I was just like, I didn't go to any matchmaking school or anything like that. I just said in my head, I was like, how would people want to date here to make their lives easier? I have amazing women in my network. So I just started collecting people to put into my database. And I've always been a connector my entire life, whether it was for friends, romantic connections, business relationships. Yeah. I've always been, you should meet so-and-so, and have been super successful that way. Yeah. My grandfather used to work in politics, so he's always been a connector as well. So with that, I just kind of took a leap, and I just said, I got my first client and I said, F it, let's do this.
Congratulations. Nice. So that was going to be my next thing. Just as a technical question, are there any like qualifications or courses you need to say to become a dating coach, matchmaker?
Yeah, there are, but in all honesty, you either have a knack for it or you don't.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I think that also what helped me really grow my business, enhance my skills, and deliver all the success that we have is I had my agency at first, and it was just me. It was a solo agency. And caught wind of a huge global brand who then said, hey, let's join a team, let's join forces.
Congrats.
And being with them, and they have over 3 decades of experience. Our systems are completely flawless. We house the largest matchmaking database in the entire globe. Other matchmakers come to us when they're looking for top profiles. So having them as partners in a team, it's been incredible.